I'm out at East High School with this week's High School Male Athlete of the Week, presented by Distinct Inc. in Great Clips. This week we are featuring Kayden Morrison from East Baseball, a senior for the Blue Aces, who against Heights last week went the distance. He threw 7 innings, struck out 12 batters, gave up a couple of runs, and also gave up 1 walk. But the most important thing is he got the W and struck out 12, which is pretty darn impressive. Kayden, that's a pretty nice stat line to say the least. 12 Ks to 1 walk for starters. A strikeout to walk ratio like that, I think you'll take something like that. So what allowed you to be so successful last week in that game against the Falcons?
I would say our dugout definitely had some really good energy. We went down 2-1 in about the 5th inning, and we were able to rally and get a win against Heights, so that's a good win.
Well, as you brought up, you're down 2-1. So as a pitcher, you're probably thinking to yourself, oh boy, what's going to happen here? Because you're out there on an island. You have your teammates behind you, and that's supposed to be the feeling. They have your back. But when you're a pitcher, you're really out there on an island. How do you go about handling the rest of the game when you are in a 2-1 hole like that?
I just worry about the next batter. You know, not too much pressure, runners on, just focus on that guy, try to get him out, maybe a rollover, double play. So just focus on that batter.
Well, you brought up the dugout energy. I feel like that is so critical now because everyone's got to be involved, right? It can't just be the guy at the dish, the person in the on-deck circle, the 9 individuals out there defensively. You got to have the energy, and I'm glad that you brought that up. Is that what makes this team special here for this season? Just the fact you're able to bring that energy, the dugout brings the energy on a regular basis?
I think that energy definitely helps us because us being Wichita East Baseball, a lot of people like to doubt us, but I think we have a skilled enough team to put together a win, especially with that energy behind us.
12 Ks and 1 walk. What specifically was special about just how you went about handling your business? Because as a pitcher, you go into a game, you're not thinking, I'm going to strike every batter out, although maybe that's your mentality. Maybe that is your mentality. But most pitchers are just thinking, I just want to get an out. Just give me an out. That's the only thing that matters. As long as we get the win, that's the most important thing. But you struck out 12. So what specifically allowed you to be so effective getting punch-outs last week?
Just always attacking. First pitch, most important pitch. You know, set the tone. You know, read their swing. If they didn't swing, if they took it. Just read everything. Just go from there.
Have you always been a pitcher?
I have not.
When did you start to pitch? When did you pick that up?
I'd say super seriously my summer after sophomore year going into junior year.
Okay, right on. Do you enjoy the pitching aspect or do you enjoy the hitting aspect more?
I love the pitching aspect. Definitely like it more than hitting.
Why is that? Why is the pitching aspect so much more enjoyable than hitting? Is it just because of, I don't know, you think as a pitcher, oh, okay, I got the advantage, right? Since I know how to throw, I'll be able to get to the plate. I know exactly what to look for. I'm going to pick up on pitches so easily. But it turns out hitting's kind of hard in the game of baseball.
Yeah, hitting is definitely hard. But what I like about pitching is just being in control. Just knowing that I have the ball in my hands, just the confidence level on the mound's unreal.
From a hitting perspective, so we know what you do as a pitcher. As a hitter, yes, it's challenging, but you were telling me that you're typically leading off or you're in the 2-hole. So there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that because you want to try to get the hit every single time, certainly, but to get on base, you're the one who got to set the tone on a regular basis. What's that like being usually the leadoff guy in the lineup for this East High baseball team?
I mean, as long as I get on, trust the next 3 guys behind me, get on, maybe take a bag, and then hope that they can score me in.
Yeah, hopefully maybe the Royals can pick up a lesson or two from you guys because they are struggling. They are struggling right now. Yes, they are struggling quite a bit. You only do baseball, so this is really the sport. Have you always been in love with baseball? At one point, did you go, yeah, this is the sport I want to play?
Well, I was definitely into basketball and then ended up breaking my ankle. And after COVID, played on my first travel team. And since then, just stuck with baseball.
You got obsessed with baseball, and the rest is history, as they say. You're a pitcher, so I got to know the arsenal. How many pitches do you have in your bag? I got to know.
I only throw 3 in game right now. Fastball, slider, changeup, but working on a sinker.
Working on a sinker.
Trying to.
What's your favorite pitch?
Definitely slider.
Definitely slider.
Definitely.
Okay. Why is that? Why do you like your slider the most?
Works the most, makes hitters, not look so cute hitting, so definitely the slider.
Yeah, break out some swords from time to time with that slider. That's always a good thing. Sinker, when you are trying to learn a new pitch, what's that challenge like? Like, as you brought up, I got 3 in game that I can rely on. You're hoping to make it 4, but to develop that pitch, it's got to take an absurd amount of time. So how challenging is it to try and learn a new pitch?
Oh, I mean, it's definitely hard. Just been working it in with my catch play every week, and it's coming along. But then I get on the mound, and it's just not transferring over.
What makes the sinker so hard?
I don't know. It's just a different movement, like pronating. I don't know. It's just different.
It's just different. Well, if you throw that in there, fastball, sinker, change, and slider, that'd be a nice 4-pitch arsenal to say the least. And who's to say you don't pick up a 5th or a 6th? You never know. That could happen a little bit. You might be like Yu Darvish in a little bit and have about 80 pitches in your bag. You get a chance to continue to play baseball after this season. You were telling me that you're going to the KCK to be a baseball player over there, recruited by numerous people. What sold you on going to KCK?
Well, biggest one is the opportunity at a JUCO. Fell in love with KCK way before they even knew about me, actually. And the area is super nice, and they're rolling right now. So
yeah. Well, of course, the goal is to go there for a couple of years, maybe be a JUCO All-American, and maybe go on to a much bigger level at the divisional level. Maybe we'll see you in the SEC, or maybe you'll be in the Big 12. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. We're just talking about the Royals. Is that your squad? Is that your team?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you admire a player on that team more so than anyone else? Is Bobby Witt Jr. maybe the guy?
Bobby Witt Jr. for sure.
Okay. Very well. With you being a pitcher, I expected you to be like, dark horse. I'm a Michael Wacha fan. Fair enough. Well, Kayden, appreciate your time. Congrats on last week. Congratulations on being able to continue your baseball career, and best of luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you.